Hollywood's brightest stars are facing the same fiery nightmare as thousands of other Southern Californians, as devastating wildfires have torn through the region. With nearly 100,000 residents forced to flee their homes, and the numbers rising by the hour, this unfolding crisis spares no one, impacting everyday families and A-list celebrities alike. The flames are a stark reminder that even the glitz and glamour of Tinseltown can't shield against nature's wrath. Here are some of the most notable celebrities who lost their homes in the LA fire. 16. Paris Hilton. In a tragic turn of events, socialite and businesswoman, Paris Hilton became one of the many celebrities to suffer the loss of her home in the 2020 California wildfires. Hilton shared the heartbreaking news with her followers on Instagram, revealing that her Malibu home had been reduced to ashes by the fire. What made the news particularly emotional for Hilton was the fact that she learned about the destruction in real time while watching TV. Sitting with my family, watching the news and seeing our home in Malibu burn to the ground on live TV is something no one should ever have to experience, she wrote in her post. Hilton's words highlighted the deeply personal and devastating nature of the loss, as she was not only watching the destruction of her physical space, but also the erasure of countless memories tied to her home. Malibu, known for its picturesque coastlines and upscale real estate, is a sanctuary for many celebrities, and Hilton's home was no exception. For Hilton, the fire was more than just a material loss. It was a reminder of how fragile life can be. The distressing situation was a stark reminder of the vulnerability that even the wealthiest and most famous individuals face when confronted with natural disasters. 15. Sir Anthony Hopkins. Oscar-winning actor. Sir Anthony Hopkins, known for his roles in films like The Silence of the Lambs, also fell victim to the devastating California fires. His Pacific Palisades estate, valued at approximately £6 million, was consumed by flames in the same wildfires that caused widespread devastation across the state. The fire reduced the 4-bedroom mansion to a shell of its former self, leaving only the remnants of what had once been a place of tranquility and artistic inspiration. Hopkins, who is known for his introspective and poetic social media presence, often shared glimpses of his life at the estate, particularly through videos on TikTok. In one particularly moving video, the actor could be seen playing the piano, a pastime that brought him comfort. The fire's destruction of the property not only stripped Hopkins of his physical space, but also erased the place where he had shared such intimate, creative moments. For the seasoned actor, losing his home was a profound reminder of the impermanence of material possessions and the fleeting nature of time. The loss was especially poignant as the Pacific Palisades home had served as a sanctuary for Hopkins, a place where he could retreat from the public eye and reflect. The fire left an emotional scar, underscoring the vulnerability of even the most secure individuals when confronted with nature's unpredictability. 14. Adam Brody and Leighton Meester. Actors Adam Brody and Leighton Meester, best known for their roles in The OC and Gossip Girl respectively, also found themselves grappling with the loss of their home in the California wildfires. The couple's property, valued at £7 million and covering an impressive 6,000 square feet, was completely destroyed in the blaze. In what seemed like an ironic twist of fate, Brody and Meester had just attended the Golden Globe Awards 2 days prior to the wildfires. While they were out at the prestigious event, their home was burning to the ground. TMZ later shared heartbreaking images of the couple's property engulfed in flames, showcasing the devastating impact of the fire on their lives. For a couple who had worked so hard to establish themselves in Hollywood, the loss of their home was a deeply personal blow. As public figures, Brody and Meester often kept their private lives under wraps, but this calamity forced them into the spotlight in a way they never expected. The fire took more than just a physical structure. It left them to contend with the emotional toll of losing the place where they had likely made countless memories. As with many others who lost their homes in the fires, they were left with the daunting task of rebuilding not just their home but their lives. 13. Anna Faris. Actress Anna Faris, known for her roles in the House Bunny and Scary Movie, was another celebrity who had to contend with the aftermath of the California wildfires. The actress lost her £5 million eco-friendly home, a residence that reflected her commitment to sustainability and the environment. The fire completely destroyed her 4,000 square meter residence, reducing it to a smoldering ruin. Faris, who was living with her family at the time, was forced to confront the overwhelming emotional impact of losing a home that had been built with care and attention to detail. As a public figure who had often advocated for eco-conscious living, Ferris's loss resonated with many of her fans, who admired her dedication to environmental causes. While the fire left Ferris and her family without their home, it also brought to light the deeper sense of loss that came with it. Her eco-friendly residence had been more than just a place to live. It had been a reflection of her values and her commitment to living in harmony with nature. The destruction of this personal space underscored the difficulty of rebuilding after such a loss, not just physically, but emotionally as well. 12. Mandy Moore. Mandy Moore, the beloved actress and singer, also faced significant challenges when wildfires ravaged her Altadena home. Moore shared the devastating news with her fans on Instagram, posting photos of the charred remains of her house. Despite the damage, Moore expressed her gratitude that the main structure of the house was still standing, although it was no longer livable. "We love this community and will do everything we can to help rebuild and support," Moore wrote, reflecting her commitment to the local community that had supported her for years. For Moore, the fire represented both a personal loss and a call to action, as she felt a responsibility to give back to the people who had shown her love and support over the years. The emotional toll of the fire was significant, not only because it destroyed her home, but also because it forced Moore to come to terms with the impermanence of her material possessions. As someone who had always been open with her fans, sharing her personal life through music and social media, the loss of her home felt like an attack on her identity. However, her resilience in the face of adversity and her determination to help her community rebuild were a testament to her character. 11. Milo Ventimiglia. Milo Ventimiglia, known for his role as Jack Pearson in This Is Us, was devastated when wildfires destroyed his Malibu home. The actor, who had become a household name for his portrayal of a loving father, found himself in a situation that mirrored some of the heartbreak his character experienced on the show. Ventimiglia reflected on the emotional toll of the loss, stating, "You start thinking about all the memories made in every room, and then you see your neighbors' homes and everything around you is simply gone." At the time of the fire, Ventimiglia's wife, Yara Mariano, was 9 months pregnant, adding a layer of complexity to the situation. The couple had to evacuate quickly, with Ventimiglia emphasizing how surreal it felt to be forced from their home while preparing for the arrival of their child. The fire's impact on Ventimiglia and Mariano was particularly emotional because of the memories they had created in their home. For Ventimiglia, who is known for his deeply empathetic approach to acting, the loss of his home highlighted the fragility of life and the importance of cherishing every moment. The fire served as a poignant reminder that material possessions can be replaced, but the memories and experiences tied to a home are irreplaceable. The recent wave of wildfires in California has not only devastated many communities, but it has also claimed the homes of several high-profile figures. These fires have left behind a trail of destruction, with celebrities like Melissa Rivers, Miles Teller, Keely Sperry, Ben Affleck, Mel Gibson, Billy Crystal, and Eugene Levy grappling with the loss of their properties. While many of these celebrities have spoken publicly about their experiences, offering a glimpse into their personal emotions and reflections, it is important to consider not only the material losses, but the deep psychological toll such disasters take on those affected. 10. Melissa Rivers. The daughter of the late Joan Rivers, Melissa Rivers found herself at the heart of the devastation when her Pacific Palisades home was consumed by flames in the recent fires. Melissa had purchased the £7.7 million property just in 2021, excited to make a fresh start in a home where she could forge new memories. But in the blink of an eye, it was all reduced to ashes. Despite the heartbreaking loss, Melissa shared a message of resilience and gratitude. In her social media posts and public statements, she expressed immense relief that her family was safe and sound. "We are devastated by the loss of our home," Melissa said in a statement. "But what matters most is that we are safe, and we are thankful for the support we've received from friends and neighbors. Our hearts go out to everyone affected by this tragedy." Her ability to find solace in the safety of her loved ones amidst the devastation of losing a cherished home highlights the priority she places on family, as well as her strength in facing adversity. Miles Teller and Kayleigh Sperry. Miles Teller, the actor known for his roles in films like Whiplash and Top Gun, Maverick, and his wife Kayleigh Sperry faced a similar tragedy when their newly acquired Pacific Palisades property was ravaged by the fire. The couple had purchased their £7.5 million home not long ago, looking forward to building a future there. Instead, they watched as their dream home turned into a scene of devastation. Images shared online, showing the remnants of what was once their driveway, now littered with burnt metal and ash, painted a grim picture of the fire's destruction. Kayleigh shared a photo on Instagram, capturing the raw intensity of the fire with the caption, "Heartbroken by what we've lost, but thankful we're safe." In the wake of such trauma, the couple's emotional response was heartfelt and genuine as they processed the destruction of their physical surroundings. Their public vulnerability also serves as a reminder of how, even for those with considerable wealth, the unpredictable forces of nature can strike with force, bringing us all back to the same human experience of loss and survival. 8. Ben Affleck. Ben Affleck, the Hollywood superstar known for his acting and directing talents, was another casualty of the fires. His £20 million mansion in Pacific Palisades stood in the path of the flames. Though the status of the property remains unclear, Affleck's response to the devastation paints a picture of his priorities during this disaster. Upon hearing about the fires, Ben quickly rushed to the nearby home of his ex-wife, Jennifer Garner, to ensure the safety of their children. He was seen among many residents who anxiously watched as the flames spread uncontrollably. The media caught glimpses of his concern, but it was clear that his main focus was the well-being of his family. "You can always rebuild a house," Affleck said in an interview, "but you can't replace the people you love." This statement spoke volumes about the shift in perspective that many experience during such a crisis, where material loss, no matter how significant, pales in comparison to the value of human connection. 7. Mel Gibson. Mel Gibson, the actor and director known for his controversial statements and career ups and downs, was in Texas recording an episode of the Joe Rogan Experience when he learned that his Malibu home was among those being consumed by the flames. Gibson's initial reaction came during the live podcast, where he expressed disbelief as news reached him that his neighborhood was burning. Despite the overwhelming loss, Gibson remained focused on the safety of his family. "The house can be rebuilt," he later said in a statement, "but what really matters is that my loved ones are okay." Like many others, Gibson's focus remained squarely on the people who matter most, underscoring a deep appreciation for the importance of family during times of crisis. His comments also highlight a broader reality. While homes and possessions can be replaced, nothing is more irreplaceable than the lives of those we hold dear. 6. Billy Crystal. Billy Crystal and his wife, Janice, experienced a long and emotional connection to their Pacific Palisades home. The couple had lived in the house since 1979, raising their children and grandchildren within its walls. It was a home that held decades of memories, a testament to the family's rich history and love. So, when the fire ravaged their home, the loss was not just of a physical space, but of a lifetime's worth of moments and milestones. In a joint statement to the Associated Press, Crystal expressed the pain of losing a place that had witnessed so many of their family's cherished memories. "We ache for our friends and neighbors who have also lost their homes and businesses," Crystal shared. His words reflected not only personal loss, but also empathy for the wider community of those affected. "This is a tragedy for so many people," Crystal added. The couple's ability to acknowledge the collective suffering, rather than focusing solely on their own grief, painted them as truly compassionate figures during this difficult time. Their heartfelt message resonated with many who had also lost their homes, emphasizing that the pain of losing a home is universal, regardless of fame or fortune. 5. Eugene Levy. Eugene Levy, beloved for his role in Schitt's Creek and other iconic comedy films, had a close call when the fire neared his Pacific Palisades home. Levy, who was attempting to flee the area, recalled seeing thick, dark smoke billowing over Temescal Canyon. "The smoke looked pretty black and intense," Levy said in an interview. "I couldn't see the flames, but the smoke told me everything I needed to know." As he attempted to make his way to safety, Levy joined many other residents in the scramble to escape the unpredictable flames. The terror of not knowing whether one's home would still be standing upon return is a haunting experience that Levy and countless others shared. His account of the disaster illustrates the chaos and anxiety that characterize moments like these. The unknown is often the most terrifying part, as the worry lingers about whether a home, filled with memories and sentimental value, will be lost forever. 4. Steve Guttenberg. Steve Guttenberg, best known for his role in the Police Academy films, found himself in the midst of chaos as the fire rapidly approached his neighborhood. During an emotional interview that quickly went viral, Guttenberg revealed the harrowing moments when he and his neighbors sprang into action, working together to clear abandoned vehicles from Sunset Boulevard and Palisades Drive. As he described it, before you knew it, everything was on fire. His account painted a vivid picture of the panic and confusion that spread as flames roared closer. Guttenberg's calmness and willingness to help in a crisis struck a chord with the public, especially as he recounted the hurried evacuation of his area. His story was not just one of personal loss, but also one of communal resilience. As emergency services worked to protect lives, citizens like Guttenberg became vital in clearing roads and ensuring that fire trucks could access the affected areas. While he ultimately had to evacuate his own home, his experience served as a testament to the importance of unity in the face of disaster. 3. James Woods. James Woods, the Emmy-winning actor known for his intense, often villainous roles in films like Casino and Salvador, shared his emotional journey as the flames threatened his newly renovated home in Pacific Palisades. In a heart-wrenching interview on CNN, Woods struggled to hold back tears as he described the devastation he faced. Having recently completed extensive renovations to the property, Woods and his wife had just returned to the home when the fire began encroaching on their neighborhood. What followed was an experience many can relate to, an overwhelming sense of helplessness. "We were just starting to settle in and now it's all gone," Woods said, his voice breaking as he described the home he had worked so hard to rebuild. The actor's sorrow was evident as he detailed the frantic moments of evacuating their home and watching it all unfold from a distance. On social media, Woods shared his pain, revealing that the fire alarms went off in their home, signaling the imminent arrival of the fire. His Instagram post not only reflected the profound sense of loss, but also shed light on the personal impact of the disaster, far beyond the physical damage to the house. Woods' loss, while deeply personal, mirrored that of many others affected by the fires, including those who had recently renovated or built their homes. The fire didn't just threaten property, it threatened memories, dreams, and a sense of normalcy. 2. John Legend and Chrissy Teigen. One of the most surreal and relatable stories emerged from the famous couple, John Legend and Chrissy Teigen, whose lives were upended when the Sunset Fire erupted in the Hollywood Hills. The two had just returned to their home when they were forced to evacuate, marking the beginning of a frantic, emotional, and at times humorous journey. In an Instagram post, Teigen vividly described the experience of trying to pack up their family, consisting of 4 children, 4 dogs, and a bearded dragon, while on edge due to the rapidly advancing flames. Her message reflected both the panic of the moment and the surreal nature of their situation. "Trying to get everyone out of here, but my dogs are scared," Teigen wrote, her anxiety palpable as she conveyed her struggle to ensure everyone was safe. It was an experience that brought the family closer together. Teigen shared how the family had to leave behind certain things, focusing on the essentials, including pets and important documents. They headed to a nearby hotel to wait out the storm, a moment that would forever alter their perspective on safety and the unpredictable nature of wildfires. For many in California, the sudden disruption of everyday life by a fire is all too familiar. However, for celebrities like Legend and Teigen, the public nature of their experience allowed others to empathize with the anxiety and fear that many residents face when disaster strikes. The fires blurred the lines between celebrity and ordinary citizen, reminding us all of the universal fear that nature's unpredictability brings. 1. Britney Spears. Perhaps one of the most poignant and widely shared stories from the fire's destruction came from Britney Spears, who took to Instagram to inform her fans of her own evacuation. The pop star, who has faced her own battles in the public eye, shared with her followers the harrowing details of her experience during the fire. She described the challenges she faced, including being unable to charge her phone for 2 days due to widespread power outages, which prevented her from staying connected to her loved ones and keeping track of the situation. Spears' account highlighted not just the physical threats posed by the fire, but also the emotional strain it caused. The Instagram post quickly went viral as fans rallied to offer their support. Spears, despite the severity of the situation, managed to stay positive and showed a sense of humor, providing a glimpse into the emotional roller coaster that many faced in the wake of the fire's devastation. The message was not just about evacuating, but about the uncertainty that accompanied the situation, being in a state of limbo with no certainty about when or if they would be able to return to their homes. While Spears' experience was shared by many in the community, her post served as a reminder of the importance of staying connected, even in the most challenging times. The shared sense of community, both locally and globally, was evident in the outpouring of support that flooded social media in response to her update.